Welcome back. Let us now discuss about writing section in Ielts. Writing modules, writing module in Ielts is a very important part as it tests a great ability of yours to perform in your academics or to perform in the written requirements during your work when you are abroad. Without writing, it is difficult to write even a single email or type even a single email, or send a letter, or prepare any kind of presentation, may it be for academic purpose or may it be for any sort of working purpose. As we know that students not only go for studying abroad, there are also certain people who prefer to go abroad for working or settling down in their career. Therefore, writing in a global language is equally important as speaking it or able to listen it. So without ignoring the importance of writing, the IELTS test undertakes a strict marking in the IELTS section of writing module. In the writing module, there are two types of tasks. One is task 1 and another is task 2. Task 1 is generally for 20 minutes, in which there are few categories of questions that are given to you on the question paper, which you need to actually summarize. Whereas in task 2, it is not about summarizing, it is about giving the detailed structure of what is in our mind, what thought do we have regarding the topic that has been given to us. The first kind of question is task 1, in which there are few categories of questions that are pie chart, bar chart, or you can say line chart, bar graph, we say, not chart, bar graph, line graph, table and table chart, and then we have a map and also a procedure. These are the kind of questions that are asked in task 1. In any of these questions, the main thing that is to be taken care of is there are certain rules while we write the task 1. That is, task 1 has to be written in not more than 150 words, only 150 words or a little more. Why we ask you to be precise? Because it says that you need to summarize the data that has been given in the task 1 and do not add any sort of additional information. When we are not supposed to add any sort of additional information, then automatically the limit of wordings need to be precise enough. Now, this task has to be done in 20 minutes. The overall writing task counts for 60 minutes, out of which 20 minutes count for the task 1. That is, you need to complete your task 1 in 20 minutes sharp. Now, how to do the task 1 thoroughly? Task 1 needs to be carefully analyzed and not planned. Whereas task 2 needs a lot of planning, but if we talk about task 1 requires a lot of understanding about what is given in the question, in the map, in the chart, in the graph, or in the table, or in the procedure chart that has been provided to us in front of us on the question paper. As I said, every type of these questions in task 1 differ from each other. Each of them have particular wordings to be used while performing these tasks. For example, when we are doing a question or when we are giving solution to a question that is related to a map, in map we need to take care of directions that are very important. Then we need to mention the locations, like next to suppose there is a gym and next to it there is a dance studio. So in that we need to mention that there is a dance studio or there is a dance studio next to the gym. Along with this, there is also a changing room. Moving beside or moving along the same path. So in this, if we talk about map, there are different wordings. If we talk about pie chart, there will be different wordings. Like in pie chart, we have a section of questions, sorry, a section of subtopics that have been given. Suppose if we talk about the distribution of population in a country, India, suppose, and three percentages of different distribution, aged people, young people and older people have been given. अगर हम इन तीनों को देखें, then what we need to see is the percentages of three different age groups have been mentioned. All right, now in that sense we need to use words like constitute, comprise. The major part of the pie chart comprises of older generation ranging to 80%. So this is how we have different wordings for pie chart. When we come to the procedure, we have different wording, and then when we move to the bar chart, we have different wording. When we move to the line chart, we have another kind of set of wordings to be used, which will be discussed deeply as and when you start moving ahead in your classes. But since this is a brief class, we are just giving you an overview about what writing task 1 and writing task 2 are about. Let me again remind you that in task 1, we are not supposed to add any sort of additional information. We are just supposed to note what is given in the question paper and write it exactly. The data that has been given to us has to be analyzed by us and has to be represented by us in the similar way, but with a good language. All the check is your good command over language in task 1 and task 2 while you write it. Now, moving ahead to task 2. Task 2 comprises of 3 types of questions in which a topic is given to you on which you need to write an article. There is a set pattern of Ielts writing which will be explained to you in the upcoming videos or as the classes pass by. There are 3 types of questions. Suppose one topic has been given to you for which you need to write an article. For example, the government must spend money on railways rather than roadways. Now, in this question, there can be 3 types of questions that can be asked from you. The first type of question is, do you agree with this statement? Okay. Do you agree or disagree with the statement? You have to give your opinion. It is very important to give your opinion before you write an article in writing task 2 of Ielts. And when we give our opinion, that is called thesis statement. Again, I would say that all will be explained to you in the upcoming classes. Now, another set of questions that can be asked for the same statement is, to what extent do you agree? अब इसमें भी हमें क्या करना है? We need to tell is whether we agree completely, whether we disagree completely, or whether we agree partially with the statement. And the third set of questions that can be asked from you is, discuss both views and give your opinion. In such kind of task, we are supposed to mention both kind of opinions, that is, government should spend on railways in one paragraph and the reasons behind it. You will mention all the reasons why government must spend on the railways. And in the second paragraph, we need to mention why government must spend on the roadways. So when you give both the views, and after that, in the concluding paragraph, we will mention our opinion. In the first 2 tasks, our opinion gets mentioned already in the introduction. Yani, जैसे to what extent do you agree, or do you agree or not. इस तरह के questions में हम अपनी opinion को पहले ही दे देते हैं. Whereas if we talk about discuss both views and give your opinion, then we discuss both the views first, one in BP1, yani body paragraph 1, main paragraph 1, and one in another paragraph, that is body paragraph 2. And then in the conclusion, we mention what is our opinion. Everything will be detailed explained to you once you start classes with us. And once you move on with the classes, with the passage of time, each and everything will be detailed explained to you. The videos will also be uploaded for the same. Moving ahead about the details about task 2 are that task 2 has to be done in not more than, in at least 250 words, but I would still prefer not more than 280 words, as being precise with the language means having a good command over it. And There are certain rules and regulations that help you control your language. That is the usage of connectors, that is the usage of grammatical tools like modals and connectors and transitional words, which will be again taught to you with the passage of time. So the time limit for doing task 2 is 40 minutes. You need to complete your task in 40 minutes. It requires a rigorous planning. Before starting your task every day, you need to give a 5-minute planning to the writing section 2 especially. You need to plan thoroughly what points you're going to put in the different 4 paragraphs in the writing task 2, from ranging from introduction to body paragraph, main paragraph 1, main paragraph 2, and the conclusion. You need to decide what you're going to write in what. So if you, in case you are having a complete command over what you're going to write, your article is definitely going to be organized. Moving ahead, in the next video, I'll be telling about we can say reading section and then the speaking section. Stay tuned for that. Thank you.